You ready?
Peace. My name is Fat Tony. I'm an artist from Houston, Texas, and right now I'm at the motherfucking Flat.
Hey, it's Tony. I'm here to tell you a little story.
Walked in the store with 20 for the slots. Left with $1 and a lotto ticket got. Back in the car and went back to the block. Now we in the house cooking up a new plot. First
My name is Fat Tony. I'm an artist from Houston, Texas. Rapper, DJ, host, actor. Is any way that I can express myself that fits with who I really am, I'm down to do it.
This beat has a certain je ne sais quoi.
I'd say I really got my start when I was about 15. I was really into music, loved rap music my whole life, loved punk music too, especially older punk like 80s stuff, Bad Brains, Minor Threat. I remember seeing a Minor Threat interview on a DVD that came out when I was in high school, and the singer, Ian MacKay, was talking about how, you know, Minor Threat had their own label, Discord, booked their own shows. They were really like a one-band operation, a one-band army, if you will. I thought that it was so cool that this was a guy who was a teenager like me, but he was operating like a professional. I decided, you know, maybe I should try my hand in music. Maybe I don't have to wait till I get out of high school or grow up to do music in a more serious way. And there was a band I loved called the Ergs, this like punk band, Jersey. And I looked on their website and I saw that they were coming to Houston but had TBD by the date. So I emailed them and I told them that I would book the show and put on the show. I had never put on a show in my life. I'd only been to maybe 3 or 4 shows in my entire life, but I made it happen. I sent some emails and I got them booked for a show. And from that moment, I just kept going at it. You know, I kept booking shows from my friends and bands I liked and started performing too. It's all at the ripe age of 15.
Well, what I do is music, rap music to be specific. And who I do it for is for people that connect with what I'm saying. People that connect with my values, my interests, and the kind of music that I love, you know. I would never say that I do music for myself. Music is about a connection, and music and art doesn't really happen in my mind until it reaches the listener. You know, I think the listener, the audience, they complete the sentence of what the artist is trying to do. So I'll always say that I do music and anything creative for the people that are interested in it.
Give me some gold. How do I identify? Well, I identify as a Houstonian, a third wardian, that's my neighborhood. I identify as an artist, a rapper, a DJ. I identify as a punk, and I identify as a funketeer, you know. I would say that funk music is a connective tissue through most of all the music I've loved in my life, whether it came from a rapper or from a rock band or from an R&B group. You know, those that are funky, I can get with it. The Flat is by far the funkiest bar that I like to go to in Houston. A mecca for that type of groove. House music, R&B, hip hop, Afro beats, world music of all types. Music that is meant for people to dance and to communicate something that's very physical and very African. Oh, shit! Yeah, that's the one. This is my area right here, the Ilegal Mezcal, the Vita, the various Vita Mezcals, because y'all got a few in this thing. And if I'm doing tequila, I like to start with Casamigos and work my way on down. But this Espolon, this is your best mid-tier tequila. The first thing on my mind is to have some mezcal. I love mezcal. I love all agave-derived alcohols. I think that they're the shit. And mezcal is just good because it's not the kind of drink that you want to chug or you want to shoot. It's something to sip on. And I gotta have something to eat. And I can't eat without an aperitif. So that Campari, that's always my go-to right next to the mezcal. You know what I mean? And I think they kind of work together. Now, normally folks want to mix Campari and gin, make a Negroni, but I'm switching things up and I'm mixing it with the mezcal. And to blend it all together, I like to have something a little citrusy, a little lemon, you know what I mean? Pop some of that in there, Pull it in with the mezcal and the Campari, and you got a fat Tony, and that's a good time. That's what I call it if I was naming drinks around here. That's for sure. So Aim For Me is a song I put out that's produced by GoldenEye. It's about a family who wants to leave the country they live in for a new home. It's a Black American family. I wrote it summer of 2020 after George Floyd went down and all the protests and all the chaos. It's funny, like I just in that time period, I thought like, man, this country isn't for us. We can protest and protest and fight and try to do all these things to change it. But it looks like the more things change, the more they stay the same. So why not look around this big globe and see if there's another place that you'd like to reside? So I wrote a song about it from the perspective of a father who has a wife and kid, and he's made the choice to move his family to another place, Africa, probably to Nigeria or to Ghana. What's going through his head, you know, how his parents feel, how other family members feel. You know, I think when that topic's brought up, a lot of, not just Black Americans, but a lot of people are kind of afraid to leave their comfort zone. And when someone's talking like that, talking about wanting to leave, they'll get shut down a lot or they'll get attacked, especially from people close to them, like family members, because they think it's such a ludicrous idea. So I want people to have an open mind and to always think that if you're not happy with your current situation or location, there's more out there. You don't have to be stuck in a place that you don't like. Mentally, physically, whatever the case may be. As soon as I can, I'm gonna make another plan. As soon as I can, I ain't coming back again.
Okay, so we're gonna switch up.
Word. So Exotica is an album I made with my longtime producer GoldenEye, who used to be known as Tom Cruise, C-R-U-Z. The title is just meant to evoke the feeling of you're in this new world. I felt like my previous two albums, Wake Up and 10,000 Hours, had a lot of me, a lot of talk about myself, my friends, my family. So I wanted to make an album that wasn't super autobiographical since I had done that on my previous two albums. So with this album, me and GoldenEye thought it'd be cool if we just went into straight storytelling mode. And through these stories, speak on a lot of themes that might be personal, but not putting I in front of it, putting another character in front of it. But also speaking on things that have nothing to do with us. Like I wanted to make an album where you don't judge the characters in every story. Like each story on that album isn't about right or wrong, good or bad. Gambling Man isn't about a guy that is bad nor good. Johnny is a grown-ass man who loves to go to the local corner store and buy scratch-off tickets every chance he gets. Always trying to come up with a get-rich-quick scheme. Trying to invent something, create an app, make a startup. He's the type of character who is addicted to that feeling that you get when you're waiting to see if you win or lose. That's the thrill that he's really chasing, not just winning. It's about that moment of when you don't know what's gonna happen next. And that's how he lives his life. Feeling Groovy, about the guy who is lusting after a woman he sees and wants to say, yo, I don't care about my wife, I don't care about my kids, I don't care about my life, I want her so bad. You know, that's just a song about desire. That's not saying that this guy should leave his family or cheat on his wife or do any of that, you know what I mean? And I just love this album because it was such a challenge for me. It was such a challenge to do an album that was all storytelling and not about me at all. And yeah, man, I just loved it. And throughout the album, there are many characters too. In the first song, What Wake You Up, featuring Bun B, we have mentions of a priest who is praying over his own sins, his undisclosed sins. You have the cop who is tortured by something that he saw at a crime scene. You have the doctor who is crushed by losing a patient. You know, I just wanted to fill this album with all types of characters who have all types of experiences, good and bad, to really show the totality of humanity. You can't give it all up because of an L you call, you know? And you can't rush things either.
This beat has a certain je ne sais quoi.
What's Fat Tony's overall message? I want to make music for people like that, for people who view music as their saving grace, as something that makes them feel like themselves. It's never too late to live your life. Fat Tony is a big deal because I'm a one-of-a-kind nigga, you feel me? I mean, maybe I shouldn't say nigga on the program, but but that's what I want to say. I'm one of a kind. Learn to love yourself and be honest with yourself and face yourself like only you can. And if you find time, do it at the flat.
So, this is such a